My name's Andy. Welcome to Northwest Snag Surveys. This is my first YouTube channel, so we'll see how we get on with it. Basically, why am I doing it? I'm a seasoned construction site manager, over 30 years experience in new builds and construction in general. And I've decided that I'm forming a company now, Northwest Snag Surveys. Did I mention that? Or nwsnagsurveys.com. You can see it somewhere down here when I actually get around to doing that bit. So yeah, basically, I've just been disillusioned with the industry for a number of years now. And to be fair, I'd say 10, 15 years. The quality, workmanship has suffered in the industry. Reason being, I know what you're asking. Um, I personally think we haven't got any apprenticeships coming along now. That's the main problem. People aren't getting trained up properly. Um, the quality in new builds, especially. I mean, trying to get a builder in general is difficult, but on new build construction sites, it's just terrible. You know, the defects. I mean, there's a number of videos that you're probably seeing highlighting defects, and that's something that I'll be doing later on. Um, and just giving you a little bit of an insight, really, into how bad things are. And I don't know what it is, but it always seems to be in construction. It's always it, it's the last form of any industry where standards, they fail. Uh, and it not necessarily, just to give you a bit of a background of the reasons, and it's not a sob story, trust me, because any lads out there that have been in similar situations, working as a site manager, everyone knows that the pressures that site management is under now, with health and safety, especially being a big one, NHBC guidelines, inspections. I mean, in a week you could get two health and safety audits, and then everything's got to be rectified. Then you've got your QA on top. Then you've got the just general day-to-day running of the site. So the problem there is the actual quality. And I know a lot of developers won't agree with this, but they put that much pressure on the site manager that a lot is left down to right at the end, snag it, get hand it over quick. We've got completions, we've got the deadlines, the dreaded deadline, and the site manager's under that much pressure, or lack of tradesmen coming into the industry that he has to manage also. I mean, a lot of the times you nearly basically have to stand over people to make sure something's done right or fitted right or in the right sequence, or there could be a detail that the architect specified, and you might as well do the job yourself, to be honest with you. And that's just the frustrating part of it all. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle on too much about that at the moment, because there will be other videos coming out on the standards and the quality. That's just a little bit of a background, really. And I became very, very frustrated and thought, something needs to be done here. People are spending a fortune. Monthly mortgage payments, anywhere between, well, it depends on what you're getting, 800, 1,500, 3,000. It just depends. But the reason why we all go to work, the majority anyway, is pay our bills and have a nice quality home to come back to at the end of the working day. Now, if you're getting in the shower and it's leaking, or you can't flush the toilet properly, it's blocking up, your cupboards in the kitchen are hanging off, which they shouldn't be. All these little problems are called defects, or snag issues, which should have been picked up long before you even got into the house, but they don't. Very, very, very few actually get managed. not all developers are the same. Some are pretty good, some are pretty bad, and there's mediocre in between. Um, and bearing in mind that house should have been snagged, at least from sales, from construction, and NHBC to a degree. So I mean that should have been snagged 3 to 4 times before you actually get in, and then you've got to ask yourself why. Why are all these problems happening? Um, did no one look at it properly? The QA sheet, where would they? Was that just a tick exercise? And we all know what happens. We all know what happens. Um, so there's the background to it. There's the for me, yeah, as a site manager, I can't let things like that slide. And it just became frustrating. So hence setting up northwestsnagsurveys.com. Did I mention that? Um, just pop over on my website, have a look what I do. Prices are there as well, different surveys that I carry out. Um, I operate predominantly in the Northwest, but that can be anywhere up to Kendal, Preston, Manchester, into North Wales. So it's quite. I'm based on the Wirral, so it's quite an extensive. I always say within the golden hour, if I can travel within the hour, then that's fine. So that's basically the kind of radius. So if there's anything a little bit further afield, don't feel that they won't come. We can cover most areas, but predominantly northwest. Um, so yeah, I don't know whether you've enjoyed the video so far. Do all them things that they tell you about, like, subscribe, whatever else. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not an influencer. I'm not tech savvy in this. This is a whole new industry to me, a whole new world. I'm sure that's a song somewhere. But yeah, I'm learning the ropes on that side. But for obviously the other side, the construction side, the defects, the snag reports, etc. I have extensive experience in that, so that's not the issue. Um, yeah, there's not much more I can really tell you at the moment. I'm just glad if you're still here, great. If not, we won't lose any sleep over it. It hasn't been that entertaining, but we we'll have a good laugh along the way. It's not serious. It's not heavy. All this. It's just about handing over a quality home, that making sure that you get a quality product at the end of the day, you're going out to work hard for. Um, and basically the simple report is we come out, we do the report. It's extensive. We can do a drone, we can do thermal surveys. We list it all down in a comprehensive report. You've got photographic evidence. You've got who it's assigned to, what the snag is. Does it conform with NHBC? There'll be a section in there, but if it doesn't, and basically this format, this report, will give you uh, a lot of leverage really to go back to the developer and say, well, look, I've had someone in. These items basically should have all been sorted before I've moved in. We're not even necessarily talking about cosmetic stuff here. It could be stuff that doesn't comply to regulation. Um, so things like that do need rectifying. We don't come in and we don't give a massive, we'll do 300-400 snags, because you hand that to the developer, they're going to look at it and think, what, really? And, we don't go along. A lot of it's cosmetic, and it can be. So we don't identify every single paint drip or scratch, or it'll be general comments. That way, your developer will take you serious, and will actually send people around then, because the genuine, legitimate defects that we pick up, um, they know they've got to sort it out. So don't, you might hear other companies going, oh yeah, we'll do 300-400 snags, and we'll snag it to death and all that. You won't get very far from the site management team or the developer. Trust me, I know what happens. I know what goes on behind the scenes. Um, so if it's kept realistic and it's kept to the key points, um, and we would love to walk away and go, do you know what? On the grand scheme of things, this is probably one of the better houses that we do snag. So you've got very little to worry about, and it gives you peace of mind then. But we do whole top to bottom internally. We go into the loft space as well, check out any vent connections, insulation, etc. Um, and then we work down into the bedrooms, the bathrooms. We'll check your plumbing that's not leaking. There's nothing obvious there. Tile and no cracks. The usual. I'll say you've probably seen different videos about stuff like this. Um, so yeah, it's all pretty similar. Then we move out externally, check your brickwork, just make sure it's plumbing level, and to correct tolerance as well. And just have a look at your fascias, gutters, canopies, make sure they're all fixed, screwed correctly, and then into the garage, make sure that's compliant, and also into the garden. Then just make sure it's not waterlogged, or your fencing is secure and correct. And you'd be surprised how many fence posts that we find that at about 6 inches instead of 2 foot in depth into the ground. Yeah, that's something else there. So yeah, there's a flavour uh, of what we do, and it will just give you that little bit of confidence then, whilst you're in the house, that everything's okay. Um, so yeah, I'm probably going to end it here. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching and listening so far. And we will see you on the next one, which don't know when that'll be probably in a couple of days' time. But I'll be probably doing a little bit of a deep dive on construction itself and where we're up to with it, and the industry is in a mess. It's in a mess. I'm not going to harp on about these 1.5 million houses that are supposed to be built. I'll do that in the next one. So that's the flavour. That's where we're going to come from. Okay, thanks for watching anyway. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, like, subscribe, and do the usual, guys. Cheers, thanks.